Hi, welcome. You made it to the incoming where you can connect deeper to your source. I am Stephanie Wajolive.
I am Jamie Burns, sometimes Jem.
And we are the incoming. And through movement and exercise classes and practices, through intuitive practices, through meditation, we help you connect deeper to your source. I've been teaching movement for a long time, nearly 20 years. Seems like lifetimes. And part of my big purpose here is to help us all connect deeper through our physical body into our intuitive senses. So through my classes, through my movement practices, it's really a place where movement and mindful movement, especially, and intuitive practices collide to create deeper awareness for all of our bodies. Some of my richness comes from practice of Pilates specifically and gyrotonic, though I have myself delved into so many. Basically, you name it, I've tried it, from pole dancing to rock climbing.
I am Jamie. I am an intuitive healer, a celestial conduit, and I work with crystals to help amplify all of my gifts and offerings. They're a huge part of what I do. I'm a creative. I've been working in fashion for many years, and I've transitioned myself onto a different journey where I'm bringing from other realms and worlds into this to really help amplify our resonance at this time, to uplift and shift humanity as a big part of my mission here.
So we have had the pleasure of knowing each other for, well, I'm assuming on your side, but on my side, having the pleasure of knowing each other for a long time. And I used to have a Pilates and gyrotonic studio in Altadena, a brick and mortar space. And this beautiful being wandered through my door one day. And it's just been a beautiful connection ever since. And what I was really struck by was that Jamie is really capable. I could throw anything at her and she could physically do it. And so that's one thing, that's one gift. But what I was really struck by was that her openness to become a newbie in these methods, that she was not familiar with Pilates or gyrotonic, and to really unwind certain patterns and, like I said, be that newbie and be open to and receptive to that new information in her very capable body.
Yeah, I will say that journey began for me because I was in a moment in my own activity where I was looking at why I wasn't able to do certain things and was kind of pushed to Pilates as a result. And through that subtlety of movement, I was able to really tap into my body awareness, having even just to have you ask me what's going on with your body and having to answer, like, what's going on, where is it, what's taking place. And that led me on a journey then to start tapping into my intuitive abilities. But the first part was definitely through the body. And I feel that that's just where it begins, because these are our homes.
Yes.
So like...
And so our connection became fast friends. It was like we knew each other. And there was actually, I remember you saying that it's difficult sometimes to find friends in your adult life, and we just clicked. And a part of that was that there is a vulnerability when you work one-on-one with someone, especially with your body in movement in a new way. And again, being open to that and that's a gift, to be vulnerable. And then also it was beautiful because I would start my week with Jamie, and she would end my day, and then we would just have these conversations that sometimes lasted like an hour after the session, that were just, I feel them in my body. I feel the energy there. It helped us work through things that we're working in our personal life. And it it uplifted both of us, and even my space. Ending my day that way was a really beautiful way to kind of clear the energy in my, because it was also my home, but in my space, and having this friend to again, like I said, uplift was really beautiful.
Yeah, it almost felt like archaeological digs or something, like really going through and normal everyday things and having somebody to bounce. And yeah, through the body awareness of like the practice that we were incubating and establishing in our own relationship, started to dive in deeper to these levels of unfolding and unfurling into deeper insights and why is this, and starting to make connections to bigger life ideas. And yeah, I would even say like starting to have this perspective outside of myself as an observer of myself. And it's really beautiful when people and friends can do that for you. And yeah, just felt like something that could be amplified and resonate with other folks.
So conversations are part of, especially the NEXUS, but every level of the incoming, there is a forum, and it's a place where you create your reality, and we are here to support that through our gifts. And there was something what was really beautiful about what Jamie was just saying is that it started in this unraveling, unwinding of the body, of these habitual patterns that we have, that for both of us, but especially for Jamie, that helped her unwind into I go out here because this is where other bodies live. Yeah. So that was really, I feel like it's super profound and super cool, because I don't know that I knew that, but that we unwinding our deep core physically. But of course that has like the stone in the pond. It has this ripple effect literally outward and then circling back inward. Hence the incoming. So what information does our physical body hold, and how do we interpret that? And she used the word subtle, in our subtle bodies, and also in the subtlety of, like, I'm getting like goosebumps, and it's just very, like, I can probably see it, but it's very exciting to even talk about where it began for us, because it began in gyrotonic language, our seed center for me, and Pilates language, our powerhouse or the core, but it begins here physically and then expands out, or at least it has the potential to.
Yeah, and really recognizing yourself as an energetic body, that is, you are pumping energy out into this toric field. We call them subtle bodies, but you're really bringing in and drifting out. And so through the body, when the body is in that intelligence, really mapping away to alignment, can help you to be more clear, to start asking different questions, instead of just what's happening today, what happened there, it starts to be like, well, why did that happen? And you can start to make these chains of information that ultimately, for myself, I can say absolutely made me feel more powerful in my own experience as a human being here on this planet. Working through my daily rigmarole. So yeah, the body is a super important part of that. Obviously, we came into these vessels, they have all this intelligence, and so much there in the subtlety of movement and energy as well.
And there continues to be a give and take, this give and take between us. You can probably see it. And meaning, like, physically for me, Jamie started this right before the pandemic. Jamie started this intuitive course, and I was like, ping, like, what is this? And so she turned me on into my intuitive, which is always, it's dormant for most of us. So it's like flipping a light switch. It's like, oh, and once it's on, very much like when I remember the first time I felt my, like, You mean I can, just by breathing, I can pump my abdominals? Like, how powerful is that? But it was the same thing. Jamie gave me that power to be like, oh, I'm an intuitive being. And hey, just like there are practices and processes into feeling our muscles, feeling our organs even, and just moving our body through space. There are practices and processes to learn how to unlock and strengthen those intuitive gifts. Clairvoyance, seeing, clairaudience, hearing, all these gifts that it's just like anything else. We practice at it. And that's what I learned through Desiree Lenz, who is the intuitive that we both found, or I found through Jamie. But I'm an intuitive reader because of Jamie. So because of this connection, this coming in one day into the studio, to learn about Pilates. Like that's how it started. It started there. So it's really a beautiful give and take that continues to spiral and expand and expand and expand.